For today's lesson, we'll be looking at what are the things to know before you choose the best car. So let's have a read. Choosing the best car to buy will depend on your personal taste and needs, and most importantly on your budget. Initial costs that need to be considered are registration, CTP, car insurance, maintenance, repairs, and cost of fuel. If a loan is required to buy the car, so that means you borrow money, then the fortnightly and monthly repayments also need to be included in your budget. Now, just to let you know that when you actually loan a car, it does involve interests. Okay, so this includes interest as well. Right, but we're going to look at that later on anyway. Other essential factors that may influence your choice are of the size of the motor. So cars can come of different size of the motors. So there could be a 1.8 litre engine, 2 litre engine, 3.6 litre engine. And generally speaking, what happens is when the engine is more powerful or larger, more petrol will be used. Okay, but in exchange for more power, in exchange for more petrol, you get more power, which is the good thing. Then you have the type of fuel the car uses. So petrol, diesel, LPG, and hybrids. Most common is petrol, followed by diesel and hybrids, and then LPG in New South Wales. Then you have fuel consumption. Okay, so will you buy a car if it consumes more fuel or less fuel? Depends on what you need. Then warranty periods for a car purchased from the dealership. So some vehicles start with 3-year warranty up to like 7-year warranty. And that's good because it covers your car whenever there's some kind of, damage to your car that is caused by a car that needs repair. There's also security and safety features that you want to know about. It's like, your airbags, your ANCAP rating, which is the crash testing, whether your car's safe, and whether to buy a new car or a used car. So there's a lot of things you got to actually consider whilst buying the car. And the other thing is the price also. I don't think that's written. But anyway, let's have a look at example 9. Jasmine decides to buy a new car, and apart from the purchase price and on-road costs, she's allowing $6,500 per year for running costs. So Jasmine borrows $25,000 over 3 years to pay for her car. Her fortnightly repayments are $355.77. How much would Jasmine have to budget for the car each week? Okay, so when you actually borrow this amount, okay, you're not going to be actually repaying this amount. You're going to repay this over 3 years, and this will include interest. Okay, so I'm just going to let you know, whenever you borrow money, this includes interest. And this is something that you should have known from year 10. Right, so what do we have to do here? We have to actually find out what is our total cost first. Okay, I'm going to write down total cost. Now that total cost starts with the fact that she allowed $6,500 for running costs. So this includes, insurance, petrol, all the kind of bills that are included to run the car for the year. Okay, so this will equal to $6,500 first of all. Now we're going to also include the repayments. So the repayments here are $355.77. But the thing is, this is repaid over 3 years, but at a fortnightly rate. Okay? So what that means is 3 years is 3 lots of 26 fortnights. Okay? And so the thing is, do we actually need to do 3 times 26? Because we've got $6,500, which is 1 year's worth, okay, of the running costs. So we should technically just need 1 year's worth of repayments. You're still going to repay this over another 2 years after the first year, but we don't actually need 3 years worth of it. So we're going to just say 26 fortnights. Okay? So in a year's time, we'll pay 26 of these. Okay, so you partially paid off the car, and to maintain the car, so with servicing, petrol and stuff, you have to pay $6,500. So in total, what you're paying for this car is really $15,750.02, right? And then your weekly amount that you have to get is this same amount, but you have to divide this by 52 to equally share this total amount in 52 weeks. So that would be 302 and 89 cents, which is roughly, to the nearest dollar, $303. Okay, that's example 9. We're going to move on to example 10. Samin bought a car for $39,044, which included on-road costs. Samin paid 40% of the total of his car in cash and borrowed the rest at 8.5% per annum flat interest over 4 years. So this word here, flat rate interest, just means simple interest, which means that you need to use the formula I equals PRN. Now, it's over 4 years. Okay, part A. How much did Samin borrow? Rounded up to the nearest dollar. So, if 40% of the car has been paid, what this means is 100% minus 40%, which is 60%, is going to be borrowed. Okay, so the answer for the first question would be 60% of $39,044, which is going to be $23,426.40. To the nearest dollar, that would be $23,426. Okay? All right. Question B. How much will he have to budget per week to cover the cost of repayments? All right. So, in this case, we got to actually find out, first of all, how much interest was actually paid. So the interest here is given by I equals PRN. Now, P in this case has to be the remaining amount. Okay, so this is the balance basically, right? The balance remaining after the deposit has been paid. So you paid the 40% deposit, you got 60% of this left, which is this. So this is your balance or your principal. So we're going to write down 23,000, oops, wrong pen again, 23,426 times by the rates, which is going to be 8.5%. Then we're going to multiply that by the number 4. Okay? So by doing that, we get the answer $7,965.18. And that's your total interest, or the extra money that you have to pay for borrowing money. And so the total to repay, so this includes the deposit as well. The deposit was $23,426. We're going to add the interest on top of that, like that. And so we get a total amount to repay as $31,392.18. Okay. So once we do that, the weekly amount to repay will simply be this amount here, but we have to divide it by how many weeks this is involving. So, how long is this person borrowing money and repaying it off? This person is repaying it off for 4 years. So 4 years worth of weeks is 4 times 22, which is 208. So if this is the total amount you have to repay over 208 weeks, we divide that amount simply by that number, 208. And so we'll get 150.293, which is roughly around $150 and, oh, actually, it's not 293, copied it wrong. It is 923, And so that rounds to $150.92. Okay.